And hello again, YouTube, and welcome back to Watches and Wonders. Once again, it's me, Tom, behind the video. If you'd like to see a little bit more of what I do along with watches, along with bushcrafting and wonders, please check out my social medias at watches_wonders on Instagram and watches and wonders on TikTok. See a little bit of what I like to do, get to know me a little bit more. You can message me and ask questions on any specifications that you'd like to know about any of the watches that I show on my channel. I apologise for the light, seems to be bobbing around in the background. It's not currently secured to anything, but I'm going to try to keep it as still as possible for this review so it doesn't disturb anyone. If you're not a fan of the light, please let me know. I'm quite happy to remove it. So, what do we have in front of us today then? Today we have the Pagani design PD1718. Or, if anyone knows the Tudor lineup, this is a homage to the Tudor Black Bay 58 chronograph. One of my dream watches. Personally, I think it is one of the best looking watches Tudor have ever made. The Black Bay range that they released are some of the best watches I've ever seen. Big fan of the Tudor Black Bay range. And today we are looking at the Panda Dial homage. So this watch, looks wise, personal opinion, is almost perfect. I'm a massive fan of the slight vintage style that they have with this watch. I just think it's absolutely stunning. So the watch is using, pretty sure this movement is famous on this channel now, the VK64 Mecha Quartz chronograph movement by Seiko. Once again, it has the beautiful, look, it's just that dial. That dial to me, I just think is absolutely stunning. But we currently have the Mecha Quartz flyback chronograph. And it is stunning. It works perfectly. And there we are. Flyback. Screw down these crowns. And there we are. So I'm a big fan of the Mecha Quartz movement. Big fan of the look of this watch. Panda dial. Can't go wrong. Absolutely stunning. So let's get down to the dimensions of this watch then. So we have a 39.5mm case. Fantastic for those smaller wrists like myself. It is just over 13mm thick due to that domed sapphire crystal that is housing that beautiful dial. And a lug-to-lug of 48.4. So it is a nice compact watch. It really is. We have female end links, so these do not stick out. These fall down with the watch beautifully. And we have a claimed 100-meter water resistance coming from this watch. Now, once again, you can see I'm a little bit back and forth on whether I actually believe the water rating of these watches, but as we can see just there, we do have a washer in there, which will hopefully give this watch its 100 meters. It screws back in beautifully. It really does. It's so smooth. There's no jaggedness to it. There's no like sandiness to it. It's absolutely perfect. So the watch with full bracelet comes in at 140 grams. With the links removed for my tiny little wrist, it's actually knocked it down to just shy of 130 grams. We have partly brushed and partly polished 316L stainless steel for the case and the bracelet on this watch, and they have executed this beautifully. Now it's not Tudor standards. I don't expect Tudor standards. This watch cost me £38 plus £5 shipping to the UK. It got here super quick. I don't even think I waited a week for this watch. So AliExpress, you are getting much, much better than what we were dealing with a few years ago, where you could be waiting a few months for a delivery from AliExpress. A closer look at this dial. You can see it's got almost a silvery white to it. There are parts of this dial that I think are perfect, and parts of it I just genuinely don't understand. So looking at this dial currently, I think that is beautiful. What I don't like is the red at the bottom of it, saying Uggs. Now, to me, that's quite funny, because weirdly enough, it's actually the nickname I gave my little brother when we were kids. I used to call him Uggs. So to a lot of people, that's stupid. But to myself, seeing that's actually a little bit of reminiscence of my childhood. It just makes me laugh. Water resistance is 10 bar, 330 foot or 100 metres. Like I stated earlier, I do believe this watch will do that. I really, really do. So, now we've covered the dimensions of the case, we will go to the dimensions of the bracelet. So it has got a 20mm bracelet across the top, which conforms to quite a lot. There are many, many different types of bracelets and straps that you can get for this watch. Leather, rubber, metal. Personally, I prefer the metal because, as we will go through the bracelet, this bracelet is made amazingly. That is the best way I can describe it. It's amazingly well built. Whilst we are on the dial though, currently, you can see it's got, as I stated, a white to a silvery sort of textured dial and what they class as snowflake hands. Now, big fan on the minute hand. I think, personally, the hour hand is just a little bit too thick. That's personal preference, so I know a lot of people do like the odd looks, as I'd probably say, the odd looks of that hour hand. I'm just personally not a fan. But it is all down to personal preference there. I'm not stating that it's ugly. I think this is a stunning looking watch. Just not a big fan of that hour hand. Now, as you will see from certain lights that are bouncing off of this watch, it has a beautiful red AR coating, which I think goes absolutely stunning with the tip of the hour hand. To have that red AR coating across there. And in daylight it is very legible. I apologise, it is being hit currently by my torch, with it being a little bit weird in the setup at the moment. But yeah, do you know what, Pagani? Well done. This is personal preference, your best looking watch you have released, and one of the highest quality. My only niggles currently is how that seconds hand just isn't, it's just off of centre. Not by much, but it is just off centre. Now, moving on to the strap for this watch, we have, true to the Tudor Black Bay 58 chronograph, we have a riveted strap. Now, these are proper straps. These are proper riveted straps. It all comes apart. You can see the little split there. It all comes apart. It is a proper decent bracelet. It really is. The rivets on it are strong. They seem to hold everything in place. It's amazing. It genuinely is an amazing, sturdy, thick and strong feeling bracelet. The only thing I don't like is they shouldn't have bothered. If they're trying to make it look like a 3-link oyster rivet bracelet. Unfortunately, it isn't. It is only a 2. But it is executed perfectly. To the back, you can see once again, Uggs. Does make me laugh. Really, really does. And the Pagani design on a stainless steel screw down back. Now, moving along to the clasp. I am a big fan of this clasp. I really am. Let's spin it around so you guys can actually read it. I'm a big fan of this clasp. It is pushers, milled, beautifully milled clasp. Clips in absolutely amazingly. And it feels secure. You get a lot of these clasps that when you get the push buttons that don't feel that secure. This one, she feels secure. She really does. Now, I would prefer a few extra on the pins here, but this watch comes with something that not a lot of the other chronographs and all, I don't believe another watch actually on this YouTube channel yet has come with, which I am very happy about. It does have a diver's extension. Now, I don't think this is a watch you would be diving in. It's not a dive watch, but that does help when it comes to the fit of the watch on someone's wrist. Secured back in perfectly. There's not much I can really say about this watch, guys. It's personally, I'd say, stunning. It's one of my nicest looking watches. I do have a collection of over 30, and this is within the top 5. It really, really is. I think it's stunning. Now, I will show you the loom. They are claiming BGW9. That is the one thing about this watch I don't believe. I really don't believe it is BGW9. I've got some watches with BGW9 loom, and this just doesn't go up to par with them, unfortunately. Luckily, though, it beats most of them on looks. So if you give me 1 second, I'll be back with the loom shot for you. And here we are with the loom. Now, as you can see straight away in that hour hand, there is sections that they have missed with the loom. But it does, now I'm in a fully lit room currently. I have turned the light off, but it is during the day currently. And it's quite bright. It's not brilliant, but it is quite bright. I have worn this watch on a few times overnight, and the loom stays. It's not perfect. Could be much, much better. I have considered pulling the watch apart and applying some loom myself to it, because I do find this stunning. I did have the option of the black on white dial and the black and gold version of this watch, but that panda dial is just beautiful. But anyway, if you are a fan of this watch, drop us a like, maybe a comment if you feel like it. Even subscribe. It is much appreciated. It does help the channel. It really, really does. And it not only with the more subscriptions you get, the more people that like to watch, but it helps out with confidence as well. I wasn't 100% confident. I'm hoping that you'll have seen my confidence grow over these last few videos, over these last few days. And my knowledge is growing as well as your guys' knowledge growing. I am hoping that maybe in the next few months I'll be able to tell you this sort of stuff without missing things or having to go back on myself. So if there is anything that you believe I've missed or you would like me to go over once again, please leave a comment and I will see you in the next video. Just a little quick glance into the next video. It's actually a comparison video. I have 2 Seiko Monster homages, which if you've watched my videos you will know is one of my dream watches. And I have managed to get a hold of 2 homages which are very close, and I can't lie, if not slightly better in some ways than the Seikos. But until then, thank you for watching. This has been Tom from Watches and Wonders, and I will see you next time.